Is there a holy grail ETF? An ETF so powerful that you can retire on it and never think twice about managing your portfolio? My YouTube feed would say absolutely. So I went to check it out myself and see what was under the hood. In this show, we are going to be looking at SCHD and figuring out what all of the hype is really about. So we're going to be looking at claims made about SCHD online. We're going to look at the top holdings within the ETF. We're going to be checking out SCHD's long-term performance against its peers. And be sure to stick around until the end when I tell you exactly how much it's going to cost you to make $100 a month investing in SCHD. So SCHD is the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF, and with an expense ratio of 0.06, that makes it a pretty low fee ETF, which is always good to see. What's really got me super curious about SCHD is my YouTube feed. So if you come to YouTube and you type in SCHD and hit enter, you're gonna start seeing some pretty interesting things. So SCHD is the holy grail of dividend ETFs. I stole that opening line from Ryan Williams here. Then you'll see the most popular dividend ETF, SCHD. How to turn 0 into $4 million with dividend investing, SCHD. This one also kind of got me cracked up at 114,000 views. I am retiring off just SCHD, $50,000 dividend income each year. And if you go to Austin's channel here and then check his videos, his most popular videos, yep, you've guessed it. His 114,000 views is retire on SCHD, on just SCHD. And if we go to Ryan, I think his name's Ryan, if we go to Ryan's channel, his most popular video, SCHD, 37,000 views. So this, amongst the claims about SCHD, started getting me curious about SCHD to see, one, if it would get me more YouTube subs. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, thank you. And two, and much less important, is this a good investment for me long term, especially when I want to generate cash flow and also take advantage of appreciation. So now that we know that maybe YouTube has an agenda with SCHD, and I'm just kidding. And a lot of the cash flow investor type people on YouTube are talking about SCHD, I wanted to see what Schwab had to say about SCHD. Diving back over here to the website, it basically says that it's a low-cost fund offering potential tax efficiency, which is great. It's a great complement to a diversified portfolio. The best highlight for me is number 3, tracks an index focused on the quality and sustainability of dividends, which is obviously really important to make sure you have quality and sustainable dividends. And finally, it invests in stocks selected for fundamental strength relative to their peers. So if SCHD is picking stocks that are supposed to be superior relative to their peers, I thought that I'd start throwing up how SCHD is doing relative to its peers. So if you look at SCHD over the past 5 years, you'll see that it has appreciated 55.96%, so almost a 56% increase in appreciation, which for a dividend ETF is really solid. If you look at the Vanguard peer here, which is VYM, over the past 5 years, there's been an appreciation of 32%, which is solid, but obviously much less than the 55% with SCHD. Now looking at SPYD, there's only been an 8.88% increase over the past 5 years. And the JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF, JEPI, has only seen a 9.78% increase over the past 5 years. So really, the only peer in its category is this last one, which is VIG, the Vanguard Dividend Appreciation Index Fund, which has seen a 55.93% increase in just appreciation. So all along, with all of these ETFs, you're going to be getting dividend payouts, which is amazing. You can even filter that dividend payout right back into the investment, and so it can keep appreciating. In this case, all of these funds are doing pretty well. They're all up over the past 5 years, which can tell you something about investing in the market and keeping your money in there for the long term. But a 55.9% return from SCHD is super impressive. So let's go check out the top holdings of SCHD to understand why it's performing so well. So here on the Schwab website, you can see all of the holdings that make up SCHD, which there is a total of 103. And the top 10 consist of the companies of Amgen, Merck & Co., IBM, PepsiCo, Pfizer, Texas Instruments, Home Depot, Coca-Cola. So those are the companies pulling the most amount of weight here and really helping SCHD perform well over the past 5 years. So is SCHD a good ETF to buy? And I would say that it completely depends on your goals. For example, if you want to make $100 a month off of SCHD, it's going to cost you about $33,000. So based on the current price right now, if you were to put $33,000 into SCHD, your dividend payout would be about $100 a month, which is pretty good. But you could also buy a Camry for $33,000 and rent that thing out on Turo, and you would probably end up making more than $100 a month. But with the Camry, you're gonna have expenses, you're gonna have to keep it up, you're gonna have to manage the Turo business, which isn't difficult, but there is work to be done. And with SCHD, there's absolutely no more work. All you have to do is put your money in SCHD and you can completely forget about it and get your checks on a regular basis. The other thing is that Camry is not going to appreciate 55% over the next 5 years or over the next 10 years. It will actually end up depreciating. So that $33,000, it may not perform as well as the past 5 years and go up 55%, but over the next 10 to 15 years, that is probably going to continue to appreciate and become more and more valuable. So not only are you getting the cash flow, you're also benefiting from pretty massive appreciation. So frankly, and not investment advice, as I'm not a personal investment advisor, but I do think that SCHD is an incredible ETF to invest in if you want to benefit from cash flow and appreciation at the same time. So that being said, if you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below. And if you have any other ETFs or index funds that you would want me to do an analysis just like this about, let me know what they are and I'd be happy to look into them. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and remember that what you focus on grows. So go ahead and focus on those things that will get you your goal. Double down. Even through the holiday season, the next few months is a hard time to really stay focused on your goals, but if you do, your future self will thank you for it. So that's all for today. Thanks again for watching. See ya.